The graduation party took place on a boat belonging to a marine research group at UCSB School of Biology. The group of students was celebrating. Amidst a lively celebration, a heated dispute erupted between a young man and a young woman. The tension escalated until, in a dramatic and heart-wrenching moment, the girl decided to sever their relationship by casting her ring into the shimmering depths of the water. As the young girl gazed out over the endless expanse of the ocean, her curious eyes fixed on something peculiar and enigmatic that had captured her attention. The mysterious object, shimmering beneath the azure waves, beckoned her thoughts into a realm of wonder and intrigue. She pondered its origins and purpose, her imagination running wild with possibilities as the boat gently rocked on the water. Suddenly, a terrifying and unexpected turn of events shattered the tranquility of the moment. From the depths of the ocean, a monstrous and genetically modified creature emerged, a fearsome six-headed shark. Its arrival was abrupt and menacing, sending shockwaves of fear rippling through everyone on board. Panic spread like wildfire as the realization of the impending danger sank in. In the midst of chaos, the unthinkable happened. The six-headed shark launched a savage attack on the boat, its massive jaws clamping down with deadly precision. A male member of the group found himself in the grip of this nightmarish predator, unable to escape the jaws of death. The harrowing scene unfolded before their eyes, and the heart-wrenching loss cast a shadow of despair over the survivors. In the movie, there was a peaceful moment where friends were having a great time on the beach. They were all smiling, playing games, and just having a blast together. They truly enjoyed each other's company, and you could feel the happiness in the air. Right in the middle of all this laughter and togetherness, their instructor, the one who knew a lot about the ocean and stuff, came up to them. He had that kind of voice that could reach everyone, even when there was a lot of noise. He started talking and told each of his friends what they needed to do. He assigned different tasks to them. He also offered champagne to the group who was going to win the activities. So, it was like a fun day turned into a little adventure because they all had their special tasks to complete. It was a nice mix of joy and responsibility, making the day even more memorable for everyone. The instructor spoke up, gave a nod and used his hand to signal one of his very good friends to go get some important stuff they needed. This stuff was on a boat, not too far from the beach, just sitting there with an anchor holding it steady. So, that friend, along with a girl who was with them, got on a little boat and started rowing towards the bigger boat. As they rowed away from the beach, their laughter could still be heard. It was like their joy was carried on the wind and echoed over the water. The whole scene was pretty idyllic, with the sun shining, the waves gently rocking the boat, and the sounds of laughter filling the air. It was one of those moments that felt like pure happiness, just being out there on the water with friends. But, as they got closer to that boat they needed to reach, something really scary happened. Out of nowhere, this big, terrifying thing showed up from deep in the water. It was none other than that monstrous six-headed shark everyone dreaded. This shark was a force of nature, and it moved so fast and was incredibly powerful. And then, in a moment that would stop anyone's heart, the shark went straight for the little boat. Its huge jaws came down on it, making the boat flip over like a toy. It happened so suddenly, and before they knew it, they were all thrown into the dark and dangerous water below. Both the girl and boy were killed by the deadly attack of a shark. As the story unfolded, the instructor found himself having a talk with his partner. This partner of his was really determined to get some specific documents from the company. They were in deep discussion about it, probably weighing the pros and cons or maybe trying to figure out how to get those documents. Meanwhile, the rest of the group was getting ready for a boating adventure. They were all excited, getting their things together, and preparing for a fun time on the water. It's the kind of thing you'd do when you're out with friends, just gearing up for a great day. Now, there was this one member of the group who was chatting with a girl. He started telling her about this lab that was nearby. There were rumors that some not-so-great things were happening there, like experiments on animals. He was trying really hard to convince her to check it out with him. But, she was kind of hesitant about the whole idea. In fact, she said a firm no, not interested at all. So, it was like a bunch of different things happening at once. Some people deep in conversation, others getting all pumped up for the boat trip, and this one guy trying to persuade his friend to explore this mysterious lab. It's like life, full of all sorts of interesting moments and choices. In the scene, a passionate disagreement was unfolded between a young girl and a boy. The boy, filled with frustration and determination, insists that they should depart from their current location. On the contrary, the girl, in a heartfelt attempt to lift his spirits, earnestly implored him to remain where they were. Tensions escalated as the boy placed blame squarely on their instructor, accusing him of sowing the seeds of discord between them, and offering a barrage of negative commentary regarding the instructor's actions. The instructor's wife and her friend were chatting about their dreams in the city, with the friend encouraging her to explore her talents and plan for a brighter future. Out of the blue, the boat was jolted, causing them to worry. They initially suspected it was a rock, but it turned out to be a scary six-headed shark. A girl approached the instructor, upset and blaming him for recommending the wrong tour guide on his company's website. The instructor, displaying remarkable patience and empathy, took the time to listen to her concerns. He gently reassured the girl, offering explanations and heartfelt apologies for any inconvenience caused by the mix-up. Through a thoughtful conversation, he managed to persuade her to reconsider and stay for the tour. Their dialogue was a testament to the instructor's dedication to ensuring a positive experience for his clients. Something peculiar caught the instructor's eye. A glimmer of something unusual, half submerged in the water, drew his attention. Without hesitation, he leapt into the water, creating a splash that rippled outwards, alerting his friends. As he dived deeper, he retrieved the missing boot, worn and mud-caked. It belonged to his friend, whose absence had been the subject of concern to him. Enthusiastically, all the members of the group plunged into the water, driven by their eagerness to join the boat and partake in the joyous festivities ahead, without prior communication with the guide instructor. They were cheering for their friend to reach the boat with smiles and cheering attitude, but their moment of respite was short-lived when they spotted blood in the water. Panic gripped them as the realization dawned upon them that something terrible might have happened to their missing friends. The instructor suggested that everyone swim to the boat, but the group members were too frightened and disagreed. They began sharing their opinions, which led to arguments and conflicts among them. Ultimately, after much discussion, they reached a collective decision to move together towards the boat. After a harrowing ordeal, they successfully reached the safety of the boat. However, their adventure was far from over. The instructor, along with a courageous group member, embarked on a daring mission to locate a missing girl. As they ventured into the unknown waters, they hatched a plan to outsmart and neutralize the genetically modified shark that had been causing them distress. Their hearts pounded with adrenaline as they executed their strategy, attempting to deceive the formidable shark. But, tragically, their efforts took an unexpected and devastating turn when the shark swiftly struck, snatching the brave member from their midst in a shocking and heart-wrenching moment. The situation had suddenly escalated into a life-and-death struggle against this formidable foe. The instructor, in distress, swam back alone to reach the boat. He urgently instructed everyone to abandon the boat since there was very little water in the lake. Despite their initial shouts of disbelief at his seemingly crazy decision, they had no other viable option. Eventually, they all made it safely back to the beach. As the group looked at the strange, ominous clouds overhead, they grew worried about an approaching storm. Concerned for their safety, the members decided to seek shelter in a nearby laboratory. However, the instructor was reluctant to go along with this plan, so everyone else left him behind, except for one brave girl who stayed with him. Inside the lab, the group made a startling discovery. They found a six-headed genetically modified shark that had been created in the lab. A scientist had been experimenting with transferring the regeneration abilities of sharks to humans. It was an alarming sight. Out of nowhere, the water level started to rise, leading to an unintentional fall of one of the group members into the water. Panic set in as everyone rushed to save their friend. Amidst the chaos, a boy and a girl found solace in each other, comforting one another. However, in a tragic turn of events, a terrifying six-headed shark suddenly appeared, seizing both the girl and the boy, and horrifyingly ending their lives. This shocking incident filled the remaining group members with intense fear, leaving them in tears and trembling with terror. With a degree of effort, the instructor managed to devise a makeshift plan to trap the menacing six-headed shark. Afterward, he urgently instructed all the group members to swim back to the safety of the beach. In the midst of the chaos, he also had a heartfelt conversation with his wife, persuading her not to venture towards him, given the overwhelming terror of the monstrous six-headed shark. Thankfully, everyone successfully made it back to the beach unharmed and relieved. In their desperation to escape, everyone decided to brave the water, hoping to reach the safety of the beach. However, their nightmare wasn't over yet. As they approached the sandy shore, a shark emerged from the shallows, attacking and killing 2 more members. Just when things seemed hopeless, the instructor, who had stayed behind at the lab, reappeared and bravely fought off the shark. However, in a tragic turn of events, the shark managed to take the life of the instructor's wife. This harrowing experience left the surviving members in shock and grief as they struggled to comprehend the series of horrifying events that had unfolded. In the wake of the horrifying shark attack, the group knew they couldn't simply stand by and wait for further tragedy. Determined to confront the menacing six-headed shark head-on, they hastily devised a daring plan. The instructor, fueled by a mixture of adrenaline and a sense of responsibility, stepped forward as the de facto leader, and a courageous young girl, her eyes filled with fierce determination, stood alongside him. Together, they positioned themselves in the path of the approaching menace, ready to confront the monstrous creature head-on. As the seconds ticked away, tension hung thick in the air. Meanwhile, another member of the group, marked by resolve and equipped with a powerful firearm, stood at a safe distance, poised to take the shot when the shark drew near. It was a high-stakes gamble, and their hearts pounded in their chests as they prepared for the deadly confrontation. When the moment of truth arrived, the member took a calculated shot at the approaching six-headed shark. The gunshot pierced the silence, echoing across the lake. But as fate would have it, a startling and tragic event unfolded before their eyes. The bullet struck its target, severing one of the shark's heads. To their horror, the severed head tumbled through the air and landed with a sickening thud on a nearby electrical tower. Despite this heart-wrenching setback, the instructor and the determined girl managed to navigate their way back to the safety of the boat. However, their respite was short-lived, for the relentless six-headed shark re-emerged from the depths, its insatiable hunger for revenge undiminished. It was a chilling reminder that their battle was far from over. In a last-ditch effort to escape the clutches of the monstrous predator, the instructor and the girl made a desperate decision. They returned to the sandy beach, the very spot where their ordeal had begun. Armed with explosives and their unwavering resolve, they faced the approaching beast. With a series of powerful blasts, they finally managed to defeat and kill the ferocious six-headed shark, putting an end to their harrowing ordeal. As the adrenaline of battle subsided, the group was left with a complex mix of emotions. Relief mingled with the heavy burden of guilt, knowing that their pursuit of the shark had led to both loss and triumph in their desperate struggle for survival. The tranquil lake had been forever transformed into a haunting backdrop for their harrowing tale of courage, sacrifice, and tragedy.